My name's Becky Blair and I'm a painter. I think everything I do is to do with paint. So I paint on canvas, I paint on monoprints, and I paint on pottery. It's about how the image appears through different mediums. So on canvas, that's the thing I've done the most, and I really know what I'm doing, and I can layer it up. I can make lots of mistakes and salvage them, find new things. Whereas monoprint's really instant, but because you're putting paint onto a surface and then pressing it into paper, it really changes what happens when you then layer again on top of it. You never disturb that underlayer with more movement of the paint, you're just pressing more onto. So I really love what happens there. It looks kind of ancient and found. And then the pottery is, there's no error. Well, if there is, if I don't know how to fix it, and it's very free, and I'm working with a potter called Rachel Mary Entwistle, who's a Brighton-based potter, and she's been really cool about it. So she puts all the work into making the vessels, and then I paint them, and she doesn't say anything about what I do. I just go for it. And we did one collection and it was really beautiful. We were both so pleased with it. So we're going to do another one. So that's a newer thing. That's sort of still in discovery. Any collaboration where they just let me run free, I'm really happy, because then I get to do what I'm good at, which is very spontaneous and not planned. I don't pre-plan anything. I'd get bored instantly if I had it all worked out very clearly. I'm not very good at then putting that into practice. I admire people who can, because you can see there's a reward in that. I just go off track as soon as I go, oh, I'm going to do a black painting. You're pretty sure I'll do a white painting. Yeah. My colour palette is very instinctive, but it's like a magpie. Like I picked it up as I've evolved and grown up as a person, human, artist. And so going away on holiday was always a massive focus of happy times as a child, and still is. And that's where I get most of my inspiration, is travelling and summer. I can see things that I think, right, I really would like to do more blue in this painting or something, but beyond that, that's really the only planning. But then I do, like I was saying about the white and the black, I've used white a lot lately to control the spaces that I've created. So once I've put colours down, I'll use a lot of white gesso at the moment to take back areas and edit it, and then bring colours back in, and that's how I start to get the mood of what's happening and create some of the shapes. So yeah, the one behind me is me trying to do that in dark colours at the minute. White provides a really luminous backdrop to colours, and when you put a colour onto white, it's its purest self. You put the same colour on black and it's already being changed. So it's been challenging. So I know that I'll always put my most vibrant colours down first if I want them to be that purest version, and then I'll know what I want to do on other ones. I mostly acrylics is probably where it's my most comfortable medium, but I do use oils as well. I do oil painting. That's really exciting because the colours are just even more vibrant, and you can layer them in different ways that you can't do with acrylics, but it's a lot messier and slower and just smelly, and there's so many things about it that don't make it my favourite way to work, and certainly not on a big scale. I'm going to be opening my own home for the artist open houses this year, which is a first for me. I've been in them every year for probably 15 years, and so that's quite a big thing, and I always like being part of it because it feels like the one time I actually get to say, oh, I'm an artist and I live in Brighton. But I'm also just starting to work with a new gallery in Cornwall, so I'm getting ready for that. And I just had a load of work go out to Australia, so there's a couple of galleries in Australia that I work with, so that's been my focus sort of since January, is just starting to supply people with work again. The beach is more Saltdean and the Undercliff along there. That's my favourite places to go, to be on the beach. And now that we've got a dog, we're going up onto the race course a lot as well. and looking down towards the sea from there. So I'm sort of wondering, well, how's that going to start filtering in? But I love the cliffs. I love that whiteness with the sea. Brighton in it anyway is a very arty place, and so all my friends are self-employed creative people, and then to be in a building where, you know, you get to meet even more people, and people who've been here and now left, you know, they're my friends as well. And I think it's a really precious thing that we've got here, and yeah, try not to take it for granted. I mean, it's the best studio I've ever had. I mean, obviously the building itself is a cool building, and for being an artist working with colour, having all this daylight is, I mean, I've worked in some pretty dark places and this just outshines everything.